Life has a way of making us question everything: our purpose, our struggles, our setbacks. There are moments when it feels like the world is moving forward while we remain stuck, wondering if we are on the right path. In those moments of doubt, frustration, and uncertainty, remember this: you are not lost, you are being led. Every twist, every turn, every unexpected delay is part of something greater than you can see right now. Think about the times when things didn't go as planned. The job you wanted but didn't get, the relationship that didn't last, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers. What if they weren't rejections but redirections? What if the closed doors weren't a sign that you weren't good enough, but a sign that something better was waiting? Life is not random, it is intentional. Every experience, good or bad, is shaping you, preparing you for what's ahead. Just because you don't understand it now doesn't mean it isn't working in your favor. Sometimes the very thing that breaks you is what builds you into the person you were meant to be. Trust the process, even in the waiting, even in the pain, even when nothing makes sense. What looks like a delay is often a lesson. What feels like a failure is often a setup for something greater. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. There is a reason for every battle, a lesson in every trial, and a purpose behind every season of your life. So hold on, keep moving forward, even when you don't see the full picture. One day you will look back and understand why things had to happen the way they did. One day the dots will connect and you'll see that every step, every struggle, every victory was leading you exactly where you were meant to be. There are days when life feels like a maze, confusing, overwhelming, and uncertain. You wake up, go through the motions, and wonder if you're really moving forward or just running in circles. The weight of expectations, the pressure of time, and the fear of the unknown can make it seem like you're wandering without direction. But what if you're not lost? What if every step, even the ones that feel uncertain, is leading you exactly where you need to be? There is no such thing as an ordinary day. Every moment is woven with purpose, even when it doesn't feel that way. The conversations you have, the places you go, the people you meet, nothing is accidental. Even the smallest decisions, the ones that seem insignificant, play a role in the greater plan for your life. Some days may bring joy, some may bring challenges, and others may feel like nothing is happening at all. But every single day is a thread in a masterpiece that is still unfolding. Think about the times when you felt like you were stuck, only to realize later that you were actually being positioned for something greater. The delays, the detours, the unexpected changes, none of them were wasted. What if today, right now, is not just another day, but a step towards something extraordinary? What if what seems like an ordinary moment is actually part of something far beyond what you can imagine? You are exactly where you are meant to be, even if it doesn't feel like it. Trust the timing of your life. Trust that even when you don't see the full picture, you are being guided. One day you'll look back and understand why everything had to happen the way it did. Until then, embrace today. Not just as another day, but as a necessary step in the beautiful journey that is still unfolding. There are moments in life when the door you so desperately wanted to walk through suddenly closes. The opportunity you worked for slips away. The person you thought would stay leaves. In those moments, it's easy to feel defeated, to wonder if you weren't good enough or if life is working against you. But what if that no wasn't rejection? What if it was redirection? What if the things that didn't work out were never meant to, because something far greater is waiting for you? It's human nature to hold on to our own plans, to map out our future based on what we think is best. But sometimes what we want is far smaller than what is meant for us. The path we choose may not be the one that leads to our greatest purpose. That's why certain things don't work out. Not to discourage us, but to protect us from settling for less than what we are meant for. A closed door doesn't mean the journey is over. It means you are being guided in a different direction, towards something that aligns more deeply with who you are becoming. Think back to a time when something you wanted didn't happen, only for life to surprise you with something even better. In the moment, it may have felt like disappointment, but looking back, you can see how it was actually a blessing in disguise. The missed opportunity wasn't a loss, it was a step towards something greater. Instead of seeing rejection as failure, see it as guidance. Instead of believing you have been left behind, trust that you are being moved forward in a way you don't yet understand. Life is not pushing you away from something, It is pulling you toward what is truly meant for you. Hold on, keep going. One day you will look back and realize that every closed door was actually pointing you towards something extraordinary. Nothing in life is random. Every experience, every encounter, every challenge, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, has a purpose. Even when things feel out of control, even when life takes unexpected turns, trust that there is a reason behind it all. The moments of joy, the seasons of struggle, the people who come and go, they are all pieces of a much bigger picture, a picture that is being painted with intention and care. There are times when it feels like life is chaotic, like everything is happening without meaning. But what if every event, even the ones that seem like mistakes, are actually shaping you into who you were always meant to be? Every delay, every detour, every challenge is part of something greater than you can see right now. The lessons you learn in the hardest moments, the strength you gain from the struggles, the wisdom you gather from the setbacks, none of it is wasted. You are being prepared for something bigger, something beyond what you can imagine. Think about a time when something in your life didn't make sense. Maybe it was a disappointment, a loss, or a change you never saw coming. But later, when you looked back, you realized it led you to something better. In the moment, it felt unfair, but with time, you saw the purpose behind it. That's how life works. Things may not always go according to your plan, but they are always unfolding according to a greater plan. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust that every piece is falling into place exactly as it should. The things that seem like obstacles today may be the very things that lead you to your greatest breakthroughs. So keep moving forward, keep trusting, and know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. One day, everything will make sense, and you will realize that life was never random. It was always intentional, always guiding you towards something extraordinary. Pain is a language life speaks fluently. It comes in different forms: disappointments, heartbreaks, failures, and unexpected changes. It has a way of making you question everything, making you wonder if you're strong enough to keep going. But what if pain is not meant to break you? What if it is shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for something greater than you ever imagined? Growth never happens in comfort. The strongest trees are the ones that have faced the harshest winds. The most beautiful masterpieces are created from pressure and fire. Every challenge, every tear, every difficult moment is adding something to you: strength, resilience, wisdom, and depth. You are not the same person you were before your struggles, and that's the beauty of it. You are evolving, you are becoming. Think about the hardest moments of your life, the times when you felt lost, broken, or uncertain. At that moment, it may have felt like the end, but looking back, you see it was actually a beginning. It was a chapter that shaped you in ways you never expected. The pain you endured became the wisdom you now carry. The struggle you faced became the strength that now defines you. It's easy to question why certain things happen, but what if instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you asked, "What is this teaching me?" Pain is never meaningless. It is a teacher, a guide, and sometimes a bridge to something greater. So when life feels heavy, when the road ahead seems uncertain, remind yourself that you are being shaped for something extraordinary. You are not being broken, you are being built. One day you will look back and see that every challenge was a step toward the person you were always meant to become. Leading is one of the hardest things to do. When you've given your best, when you've prayed, worked hard, and done everything in your power, yet nothing seems to be moving, the silence can feel unbearable. It's in those moments that doubt creeps in. You start to wonder if you've been forgotten, if your dreams will ever come to life, if what you're hoping for will ever arrive. But just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. A delay is not a denial. Look at nature. Seeds don't grow into trees overnight. The strongest foundations take time to be built. The most beautiful stories unfold slowly, not in an instant. If something is taking time, it's because it's being prepared in a way that will last. The things that are meant for you will never be rushed, nor will they arrive too late. They will come exactly when they are meant to, in the perfect time, not a moment sooner or later. Think back to a time when you wanted something badly, but it didn't happen right away. Maybe you felt disappointed, frustrated, or even lost hope. But then, when it finally did happen, or when something even better came along, you realized why the wait was necessary. Sometimes you aren't ready for what you're asking for. Sometimes the path needs to be cleared before you step into it. And sometimes the delay is there to teach you patience, to build your character, to make you stronger for what's ahead. Trust the timing of your life. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean progress isn't happening. What is meant for you is already on its way, and when it arrives, you will understand why the wait was worth it. Until then, keep going, keep believing, and never mistake waiting for being forgotten. The best things in life don't just happen, they happen at the right time. There are moments in life when you feel invisible, like the world is moving forward while you are standing still. You watch others succeed, find love, reach their goals, and live the life you dream of, and you wonder, have I been forgotten? Have I been overlooked? Is there something wrong with me? But just because you don't see the answers right now doesn't mean they don't exist. You are not forgotten, you are not unseen. Every step you take, even the small ones, is part of a greater journey, a story that is unfolding in ways you cannot yet understand. Life has a way of making us feel like we are falling behind, but there is no such thing as being too late when you are on the right path. Your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. The people who seem ahead of you are on a different road, walking toward their own destiny, just as you are walking toward yours. There is a reason why your timeline looks different. There is a reason why certain things haven't happened yet. Instead of seeing it as a delay, see it as a divine alignment. Everything is being prepared for you in ways you cannot yet see. Think about a time when you thought you were being ignored by life, only to realize later that you were actually being positioned for something better. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted, only to find a better opportunity down the road. Maybe a relationship didn't work out, only for you to later meet someone who was truly meant for you. Maybe the path you desperately wanted to walk was never meant for you because something greater was waiting. Every seeming setback was actually a setup. Every pause was a preparation. You are seen, you are valued, you are on a path that is leading you somewhere meaningful. Even in the quiet moments when it feels like nothing is happening, trust that everything is happening beneath the surface. The story of your life is still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come. Keep believing, keep walking. One day you will look back and see that you were never forgotten. You were always being guided towards something extraordinary. There are times in life when nothing makes sense. You do everything right, yet things still go wrong. You pour your heart into something only to watch it slip away. You take a step forward only to be pushed 2 steps back. In those moments, it's easy to feel like life is unfair, like the pieces just don't fit. But what if one day you could look back and see that every twist, every turn, every unexpected moment was necessary? What if instead of falling apart, things were actually falling into place? Life is like a puzzle. When you're in the middle of it, all you see are scattered pieces, some that fit, some that don't, and some that feel completely out of place. But as time passes, the picture starts to come together. The struggles that once seemed meaningless begin to make sense. The delays that frustrated you reveal their purpose. The losses that broke you turn out to be the very things that shaped you. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Every experience, no matter how painful or confusing, was part of something bigger. Think about a time in your past when you felt lost, only to realize later that you were actually being guided. Maybe it was a job you didn't get, only to land the perfect one later. Maybe it was a heartbreak that led you to real love. Maybe it was a failure that forced you to grow in ways you never expected. At the time, it didn't make sense. But looking back, you can see how everything was connected. If that was true then, why wouldn't it be true now? You may not understand the full picture today, but trust that one day you will. One day you will look back and see that every challenge, every delay, every unanswered question was leading you exactly where you were meant to be. Until then, keep going, keep trusting. Your story is still being written. And when you finally see the masterpiece that is your life, you will understand that it was always meant to be this way. Life is not a series of random events. It is a beautifully orchestrated journey, even when it feels uncertain. Every day, every experience, and every challenge is part of a plan greater than what you can see right now. The struggles you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones. The delays are not punishments, but preparations. The unanswered questions are not signs of abandonment, but invitations to trust. There will be moments when you doubt the path you're on. There will be times when nothing makes sense, when the weight of waiting feels too heavy, when doors close before you even get a chance to knock. But what if instead of resisting, you chose to believe? Believe that you are not lost. Believe that you are exactly where you need to be. Believe that every turn, every pause, every unexpected twist is leading you somewhere meaningful. Look back at your life, the moments when things didn't go your way but ended up being for the best. The times when you felt stuck but later realized you were being positioned for something greater. The seasons of confusion that eventually brought you clarity. If it happened before, why wouldn't it happen again? Why wouldn't this very moment, no matter how uncertain, be part of something extraordinary? There is no wasted time, no wrong path, no missed opportunity that was truly meant for you. Everything you need will come at the right time, in the right way, for the right purpose. Until then, trust the journey. Embrace today, not as a struggle, but as a step forward. Keep moving, keep believing, and keep holding on to the truth that your life is unfolding exactly as it should. One day, when you look back, you will see that every moment, every joy, every pain, every delay was a necessary thread in the masterpiece of your life.